never told me to pucker.
There you go.
You know what? I always wanted to do that. Oh, God, this is a horror show. All right, let's get started. This is horrifying.
I know. This is the spookiest
Is
thing
it so
I've ever
fucking horrifying?
done. The scariest thing about this is chasing drag. Woo!
All right.
The spooky squad.
Ooh, Spooky Squad! This is our Halloween special here at the Movie Squad, you know, and always there's a different team at the table, but I gotta tell you, I'm loving the behind the scenes. If you are, I am, and everything like that, because it's so sexy. You know what I mean? Thank you to the lovely Sinead, our she-wolf from Wolves.
Oh, thank you. So, to my left, we have Daredevil from Marvel. But do you want to introduce who's under the mask?
It's Andrew.
Is it? No.
As if we didn't know.
Look, it's not you.
Right. Okay. So I'm Chase. I'm the psycho dinner lady that serves your kids food when you think they're safe.
What are you serving them kids? What's on the menu, Chase?
Ooh, some lies. Can't say it. But speaking of kids, we're joined by my amazing son, masked as usual, as the Scarecrow.
I am. I've not been held hostage this time. I'm here by my free will.
Exactly. Now,
He's got
also,
a bag on his head.
yeah. He got it. Yeah, he's not a baghead. And but like you could also do the ASMR. Let me see you do. Hear you do some ASMR.
I don't know ASMR.
You do.
What?
Hello. No, Sinead, Sinead, give him an example, please. That's not an example. You know that kind of stuff. Cause you're on Twitch, man. You're a Twitch master right now.
Yeah, I don't do.
What is your Twitch handle?
Yeah, what's your Twitch handle?
It's Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Yeah, it's hard to spell.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's hard to spell and
Find
hard
it.
to find.
We'll get someone to link
Yeah,
it.
exactly. It's hard to spell and hard to find. But either way you look at it, is as our Halloween special, you know, we decided to do It Chapter 1, which is actually the best version of Stephen King's story. Because even though I am from the 90s and I love the 90s version of It, you know, I've always enjoyed watching it and everything until the new one came out. Who is it? Andy Muschietti, right?
Yeah.
Andy Muschietti, who is this now delivering us The Flash, which we hope will be fantastic. He decided to split it into two parts and everything, which originally sounded like a good idea because the original movie was kind of like wasn't it a 2-hour TV movie?
It was 3 plus a load of adverts. So.
I love it how you say that, plus a load of adverts.
Series as well.
Well, it wasn't a TV series, no.
It was
It
a
felt
mini.
like one.
It was a 2-part mini series. It was an hour and a half each.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And but this one, you know, we had kind of like, I would say top tier young talent in the movie, but a lot of them were from Stranger Things, weren't they, Andrew?
And they had the vibe.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
We know some kids that know how to look scared. Let's put them in a horror film. So you know what, guys? The teeth are coming out.
Yeah, she can't handle it. You know,
Can't handle it. Sorry.
And last time we saw these teeth was when we did our Dracula
We did
special.
Dracula
So
and
please
I want
watch
teeth.
that because that was amazing.
It's an old gem.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so It Chapter 2. I mean,
Actually, before we get into it, can I
yeah.
just say a little something as well?
go ahead.
So obviously, I don't know if this has been aired on Halloween and whatnot.
Yes, it is.
But just a reminder to everyone that might be watching that is going out this Halloween that costumes are not consent. We've had a lot going on with obviously spiking injections. It's all been quite scary, and obviously Halloween is going to be the next big night out. So you young ladies need to like look after yourselves, stay in your groups, and like don't do that.
And
Maybe
your trusted friends.
stay with your friends and have a spooky time, but not a scary time.
And don't knock on my door.
And don't knock on Chase's door. He has nothing for you.
Well, thankfully, I live
No,
in one of those masonettes. So I mean, you know, I don't really get knocked on the door. But I mean, when I'm hanging out with my son, you know, I mean, how's that, Jackson? When do you enjoy Halloween when people come knocking on the door?
Yeah, I like a personal hobby of mine is scaring children.
Mine too.
Thankfully, he's young and he can say that. But
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is scare children.
go ahead. Yes. So you like answering the door?
Yeah, it's like, why not? It's like, haha, kids, I don't have anything.
I don't have anything, but I do have a scare for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Brilliant.
That's nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Go trick or treat.
That's right. A good trick or treat.
I choose Trek.
I see trick. He's down. Okay, so basically, you know, this is a big masterpiece of a movie, but I think maybe our best way of looking at it is, you know, behind the scenes as well as just our favorite moments of it. You know, so can I start with my favorite moment? Would be, first of all, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise was amazing.
Yes, I agree.
Right now. And what's funny that we're doing this film is because Bill Skarsgård has a natural left eye. You know, when your left eye goes out of
it
what?
wanders, yeah.
Yeah, it wanders. You know, we know that, right, Jackson? We both have like wandering left eyes. But because I have a cataract, and I keep telling people I have a cataract.
No, what, you have a cataract?
Yes, I have a huge concrete cataract. I've taken a close-up picture of it.
And it was his profile picture on Facebook,
And
by
it
the
was
way.
disgusting, right? But like that scene in the sewer, with Lil Georgie, you know. Now this was a great scene in the '95 movie, whatever, a miniseries. But in this one, it was a lot more creepier because when he goes, "Hello, Georgie," right? He had that. It was a lipstick or whatever. He had that lip that looked like he'd all come together, like that clown lip. Or
Yeah.
whatever. But even though he had golden like contact lenses, when you listen to the behind the scenes, he really had that natural left eye, so it naturally turned out. So when you did you watch it on the big screen?
Yeah.
When you watch it on the big screen, it's like, what the? You're freaked out
Yeah,
about it
it's spooky.
because most people who have one, or you know you don't really see it often, but I've never really seen it in film. So I just thought that was amazing because I saw it wasn't an effect, and then and I heard that the actor said, "No, I really do that. That my eye does that all the time."
Yeah.
You know, so
talk about typecasting.
yeah, exactly. You got the job. I'm pretty sure he's in there.
Walking out, it's like, right, what are your special skills?
I can turn my eye to the left really far.
Hired.
Exactly. So that scene, but it was ultra creepy, wasn't it? What did you think about that sewer scene?
Well, obviously, it was a lot. They actually made it gory as opposed to the original, and there's something quite haunting about like a 6-7-year-old kid crawling away with one arm. That made me think, oh, this film's not fucking about. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so
It was also like Don't Look Now, which is an old movie with Donald Sutherland and everything. You know, kids in rain slickers. You know, like the girl in Schindler's List in the little red, and everything like that. So yeah, it was a horrifying scene. What did you think of that scene there, Jackson? You remember it?
I never watched the film.
Jackson!
No, why Jackson never watched the film? First of all, you shouldn't say that, son. But
Well,
because you are my son, I would not let you watch horror movies. So I'm a good.
What
dad.
a good dad! What a great dad!
That's not how I know.
No, don't go there. You never would. Okay.
I know.
You know the movie though.
Yeah. I've seen I've seen like the Nostalgia Critics review the movie
Yeah.
years ago, like all the time. But like the thing with that review is that it was they were recreating the scenes from the movie, but it was through like parody.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
So it's like
He didn't do.
But that's
movie
the
my
justice.
point.
only. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's my only like. It's my only thing of the
Reference.
All
movie.
right, so I know
Yeah.
not to come and ask you any more questions on that. So Andrew, what you think?
But like but what's the name? Georgie? Is that
The
yeah.
kid, yeah.
Yeah, but like when I first heard about that scene, it just reminded me of the, the Curious George man, the man in the yellow hat.
Oh, Ted. Yeah.
It's
That is very clever. That is
it's the
true.
man in the yellow hat, man.
Yeah, You're
The
right
man in a
about that. The man
clown
in the-
suit and a sword, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, come on. You remember Curious George.
I remember Curious George.
All right, then, girl.
I love Curious
All right,
George. He's
everybody
very
does.
cute.
That's right. I mean,
A monkey
you know
boy.
that. So anyway, Georgie, had a brother who got his name, but the older one who becomes the leader of the losers. Bill, thank you. Kind of leader of the losers, starts to take on the guilt and responsibility of losing his brother.
Yeah.
And
it's
everything.
very sad. His
And-
stuff gets worse.
Yeah, but because he's like that kid that doesn't think he's great, he's like the reluctant hero, the reluctant leader. He forms or he has his band around him, his band of mates, which I had as a kid. I always enjoyed having like those band of mates around me. But they gather around, and this is where we have like Finn Wolfgard and Jason Glazer and all that. So what did you, Andrew, think about the Losers Club?
I think they were probably some of the best teenagers I've ever seen on screen in a good long while, because it treats them like actual teenagers for once.
Yeah.
I've never really seen that before, and this
Yeah.
is one of the few times I've actually seen it properly done. And they've all got really very distinct personalities as well, and they are brilliant actors, so it is great getting to see them all actually interact, and they've got really good chemistry as well.
Yeah.
So because they all experience seeing Pennywise, and that's basically kind of
That's
like
how we
what
meet
this
them
thing-
all, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. So what
Like-
was your favorite? What was your favorite one experience?
It's got to be the painting one, I think.
The what?
The painting one with the little Jewish kid with the
Oh,
curly hair. Oh my god! I was like,
that painting was like the Edward Munch kind of thing, wasn't it?
yeah,
the,
but
the
like
screen
I liked
painting is what I meant.
like how it was like the abstract thing, but like the effects in this film are actually quite good as well. I will say, but it's just like imagine like just your worst fears just coming to get you in like concept.
I mean, what I liked was, see, I don't know the kid's name, but Tim Reed played him in the 90s version. The black kid. I can
The
say
black
it. I
kid,
can say it.
You can say it.
I can say it. Oh, did somebody hit me? But either way is the slaughterhouse bit, like with the hands coming out of the door and all that.
Yeah.
Because wasn't he a paper boy? And like he was just only trying to deliver the papers or something, and he would be haunted by these people. I think it was a good allegory around racism without being like the whole old hat.
Yeah.
That racism. It was just like the slaughterhouse of people trying to take him and everything. I just thought that was brilliant, and that wasn't in the original 90s film, so I thought that was really good.
Yeah, and then you got that car. It's like vroom.
Oh yeah, and
You know, it's
yeah,
the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it breaks it up.
Yeah.
Gives you a jump scare.
That's another thing that they've done really well with this movie, because they have got the stereotypical Stephen King bullies, but they are done so well in this.
Oh, wait a minute, man. So, the fat kid. I can say it. I just like the fat kid. When they caught him on that bridge, because he was Ben, because he was the kid who was in the library, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then when the bullies caught him on that bridge, and they were slicing their name into his stomach. That was like,
it's
what
horrible.
I'm like, wait a minute. And, this was the difference between this being a movie and it being a TV series movie, because I thought that was horrifying, but it was like, and I think the horrible thing was people in the town watched all of these losers get attacked. And they were really being attacked by Pennywise, but Pennywise was using like altars or whatever.
Yeah.
And but
puppets.
they would like, close their curtains or pretend they don't see things and everything, and that was really horrible, man. I mean, like when adults ignore bullies.
Does it explain why it is in the book? Because I know the whole concept of the book is like, the adults in this town don't care about the kids.
They're all
The-
Pennywise.
Are they all Pennywise?
The thing with the parents and everyone who's around, Pennywise basically has like an influence over people where he can sort of make them ignore things. That's why, like, when it skips to the 27 years later,
Yeah.
everyone's forgetting because it's all sort of lifted on them and they can't remember anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because isn't it that like they maybe when they were kids that something may have happened to them, so it's like one of those intrinsic memories and stuff like that. Isn't it something like that? Or no? I mean, I just think that it was a horrible memory. Like everybody knew of Pennywise, and the best bet was to avoid it.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? I think that's what it was. But bullying is bad. Okay,
Don't do it.
But what was great about, and I think what I really loved about this movie, which took back to the '90s version, was, like when you're a kid and you're kind of awkward and kind of different and everything, and people want to bully you, you hope that somebody will stick up for you. Everybody down to the girl, Beth. Yeah, she wanted somebody to help her. And like I remember being in a fight once. I don't know if I told this story. It wasn't really a fight. It was a punch. But basically it was that kind of thing where, this kid told his brother, I'm going to get my brother on you. And then his brother shows up, right, to take me out. And my boys, my friends are like, I got your back, man. I got your back. Yo, you got my back, right? Yeah, I got your back, and everything. So the guy comes up to me, man, you been bothering my brother? Look, man, you don't understand. He just, bap, right? One punch, and I'm down on the ground. Now, I'm not knocked out. I'm just like, look up at my friends. And my friends are like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I realized I had no backing, and I said, okay, you made your point. Fight's over. Because I'm not going to get up and like fight you and everything. So then he's like, yeah, you better stay down, man. Don't bother my brother again, right?
What were you bothering his brother about?
I don't know, man. I don't have a clue what it was. I was in junior high. Either way you look at it is, I was more disappointed by my so-called friends because I stand up now and I'm like, I thought you guys had my back. And they go, yo, dude, it was one punch, man. But if he started kicking you with stuff, I would have had your back. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
It's like the emotional scarring hurts more than the physical punch.
I'm just trying to say, man, we're talking about the Losers Club. Anybody else had any like bullying experiences?
Oh God, yeah. Don't even go there.
Sinead just doesn't like talking about it. That's how bad it is.
I don't like talking about it. Sorry.
Andrew?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially like in the industry that we are in, a lot of us do sort of have had experiences like that in the past. It just depends whether or not.
That's why we pursue the arts.
Yeah, but okay. My final point on bullying was the fact that this is what was really intrinsic to me about the story, the movies, and all that. Is that when Bill and I think Ben are chased into the what are they called, the in the woods and stuff, and by the other guys, then the kids, that's when that first rallying point, when the kids back them up and just start throwing rocks at the bullies. Do you know what I mean? And that's when they realized that they were mates. That's when they realized that, yeah, we're
you
the
got my back,
club.
I got yours.
And stuff like that. So that's what I'm just trying to say. And that was my whole point. It's about, this movie is about friendship, and it's just awesome and everything. Well, I had friends like that when I was a kid anyway. Not those guys. They had to come later. And stuff. So anyway, what other favorite scenes do you got from the movie?
I like when they're in the girls in the bathroom, the blood comes out of all the drains. She's like, ah! That was cool.
That was crazy because her having to mop up all that blood.
And then they all came and helped her, and it was like, oh.
Nah, but what's the important thing there was that when they came in, like her dad, who was pretty much, I don't know, kind of like very dodgy dad. He didn't see it, but when they came in, they immediately saw the blood.
They're like, oh my God, what happened?
And she said, like, that's when I realized that, I love each and every one of you, because they believed her in her psychosis or whatever it was. And then they just got right in, hey guys, let's just help clean this up. So she couldn't clean up all the blood, but they could because they were her friends.
Yeah.
Oh, magic stuff, man.
Oh my God, Stephen King, you're so smart.
Yeah, isn't it?
So clever, Stephen King. I love you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just skip over the endings.
That's not the ending.
That wasn't the end.
That wasn't the end. There's so much more.
We're doing moments.
Yeah, exactly, man. We're not breaking it down. Break it down. Yeah, we're not doing that. So the projector scene. What about that, Andrew?
That is instantly iconic. Everyone knows that scene. It's either that or
it wasn't in the original though. So this was a new one that he made up.
In the original one, it's supposed to be a photo album.
Yes.
So I'm glad because the settings completely changed from the book and the miniseries, because it was originally supposed to be the 50s and then they've switched it to the 80s so they could have it be more modern day.
All right, yeah, okay.
The idea is that it was supposed to be like the iconic monster movies from the past. So like a lot of like Creature from Black Lagoon and things like that, they were part of that story. So trying to update it for the 80s, they were trying to think of more modern day scares that would work for the kids of that around that time. So that's why there's like even references like Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you must have even seen that bit, because that was in all the trailers and stuff. Like, you know, like they're watching these flashes of Pennywise in the past on the screen, but then it just starts going faster, and it's flickering, and it looks like Pennywise is coming out of the screen at them and everything, and they're all like, ah, you know, it was great.
I don't remember that. I mainly remember the where Pennywise is dancing, and he's doing the funny dance.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. Oh God, it was.
Oh my God, we haven't spoken about Your Float too. Oh my God, that bit was horrible.
Oh, go ahead.
And
Hit me with that, because that was like in the original that was iconic, but in this one, it was a bit different because
it made sense.
Okay,
It was horrible.
You're not talking about
They
when
were,
they're
like,
down in the sewer.
No, this is like a separate scare.
Yeah.
So he's in his basement,
Mm.
and like Pennywise is using like his brother as like a puppet, and he's like, "Oh, I lost the boat; it didn't float. You'll float too." And then like his voice gets deeper, and his flesh starts to rot, and then Pennywise is like. His speed runs towards him.
Oh my God! Isn't that when he had the big giant head?
Yeah, it's wading through the water to him.
Oh,
Like really bad.
oh God! See, look at that. You all know that I'm chicken shit, so I know I'm scared of
Did you
everything.
skip over that bit where you scared? Aww. Poor baby Chase.
That's why I don't care that he doesn't demand to watch horror films. There's so many kids who will be like, I want to watch that. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. So I mean, like, but so now that the losers are like together and everything like that, you know, and they're, I think what it was is that it was about them admitting to each other that they saw something, because usually, like, if you see something crazy, you wouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Is that true? You seen something crazy, you wouldn't tell anybody?
Depends how crazy we're talking.
I don't know. I mean, you know, you just don't talk
If it
about
was
anything.
otherworldly, then maybe not. But you know, if I saw some juicy gossip, then I'm all over that.
Otherworldly, yeah, right, okay. So I mean, like, you know, I mean, it has to be. Does it have to be otherworldly for you to tell somebody if you see something really weird? Jackson,
Like the ghosts in this building.
if you saw,
Oh, there's a ghost in here.
There's a ghost in
What?
here.
Ooh.
Wait a minute, man.
His
Wait a minute.
name's
Hold on.
Blake.
You're not gonna freak me out, are you?
What?
I don't know.
There's
We're not.
Okay,
Alright.
cool.
There's definitely not an axe murderer gonna come through the door.
I swear to God, don't do anything.
Then nothing's going
You'll
on.
scare my son.
Oh, your son, yeah, okay, sure.
No.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it,
Okay,
Chase.
okay.
Don't worry about it, man.
Okay, she's scary. Don't worry about it. Jake. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it,
Move
man.
on to the next bit, Sinead. The next bit.
Right. So the Losers Club, they find camaraderie in each other, and they're like, you know what, guys and gals, we need to do something about this bloody clown because he's terrorizing us. We're not loving this. We're not loving this life. You know, they're teenagers. There's love triangles going on. They just want to be normal, and then is it the bully that chases them into the sewer, or do they go in the sewer on their own?
No, the bully chases them into the
So,
sewer
they go-
and everything like that.
So they end up in the sewers.
Into the sewer.
The sewers where
Where
Pennywise lives.
the deadlights are.
Where the deadlights are. Don't they get all separated and lost first?
Yes.
So they all get separated and lost, and it's very spooky.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
As you do.
as you do,
House on Nebolt Street.
the house on
Evil
Evil
Street. Why couldn't they call it that? Not like that. I mean, you know, because what it was is that, like, when we would see Pennywise, we wouldn't see him like we saw him in that original movie, because in the original movie we kept seeing Tim Curry as the clown, but you would just see bits and parts of the clown. Like one time he was like a soldier, and he was going hello, hello, and he had balloons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or then he would have like the puffy, pom-pom buttons on and stuff like that. But this one, he wasn't. He was more scarier than that.
Oh yeah, can we talk about the balloon, because it's supposed to be representative of something's about to happen, isn't it?
So what is it? What does the red balloon mean? Because it's very significant in the posters as well and stuff. Do you know what it means?
It's like the symbolization that like something's about to happen.
Oh.
Like all is not what it seems.
Yeah,
Pennywise is about to appear.
Because in the 90s one, like they'd have like a balloon on screen, and for some reason you're supposed to freak out, but balloons aren't scary. So what they did with this one is they make sure that whenever there is one on screen, something is going to happen behind it. He will like jump out or something. So like when they're in the library, for instance, even though you see the balloon in the background going past the screen, if you actually watch closely in the background, you notice that the librarian actually stops doing what she's doing, looks at Ben, and just starts smiling.
Yeah, but she's kind of like out of focus and creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be him.
There's something like someone's. If you see a balloon, Pennywise is somewhere in frame. Probably, is what they were going for.
Because I think having it be red completely throughout the movie as well, it's as soon as you see one, even in just like general surroundings, you immediately think of Pennywise.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's not a bloodless movie, though, is it? I mean, like the 90s was and stuff like that, and the kids lasted, because there's the Jewish kid, isn't he? He was a curly haired kid. He lasted pretty long in this movie, whereas because with the 90s, they had to keep going back and forth with the future and the present. This one just stayed all on the kids. Wasn't that much better storytelling? It was just all on the kids in that one crazy summer that they had.
I preferred it, yeah.
And you don't bring in the adults until the next chapter.
Yeah, that made more sense to me.
Well, he gave them
Even
much
though
more
it made chapter 2, really disappointing, but we'll talk about that.
Why didn't they just
time.
film the flashbacks while they had the kids at that age?
Oh my God, let's not talk about kids at that age, because you know how it is when you have, what did I say that to you? It's like when you have because we were talking about Shazam, right? It's like when you have like young kid actors, and they're really good. Like Finn Wolfhard is really good, but when you have to wait 2 years for you go into post, then for you to go into distribution, then for your film to come out, and then you decide to make another movie, and it's like now 2-3 years later go by, so Shazam Fury of the Gods was just coming out, 2 of those actors was in it, right? But they got to be like grown men by now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because by the time that the film comes to me, you just got to say, look, man, I mean, and I think they did that with it in part 1 and part 2. I think they did shoot that at the same time for the kids.
No, they didn't.
Okay, I'm wrong.
That's why they actually de-aged them in a few scenes. Like when they're down in the clubhouse, they're all de-aged. That's why they look really weird.
You know what? I tried to block that out. Finn Wolfhard, yeah, I tried to block that out. It's stupid, man. Pretty soon, I mean, and they got technology, line. I mean, that's okay if you're an adult, you're an adult and you just have to de-age someone like Robert De Niro or The Irishman, But when you're dealing with kids and stuff, you just got to, puberty is a killer.
You go from teeny and squeaky to lanky and deep.
Yeah, man.
In a matter of months. yeah. Like the clock's ticking, man.
Yeah.
Puberty's a biatch.
Start shooting now.
Did they ever reference the orgy scene that happens in the
No,
what
right.
scene?
The orgy?
Do you not know about the orgy scene?
Yeah.
You're not
From
supposed
the
to know about
book?
that.
Yeah.
I know about the...
Because that's what everyone was talking about.
What?
That's what everyone was talking about.
Yeah, they did. They decided not to do it
Ah.
for obvious reasons, I'm sure.
They kind of...
They did the thing where he kissed her.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah.
I think the closest that they get to it is when they go swimming.
I thought the closest they got to it was when they were in the river.
Was that what it was meant to be?
No, it's meant to be like right at the end.
No, because I thought it happened in the sewers.
It happened
Because they all go around the corner one by one, don't they? To keep warm or whatever.
keep warm.
Keep warm.
Yeah.
Is it an orgy if you go one by one?
It's something called something else. Anyway, yes, they did not do that in the film.
Thank God.
But that's the thing. You go, Stephen King. What are you doing when you?
Well,
You know
he
what?
was watching
I
something.
don't know how old I was when I read this book. I think I was in high school or something like that, but didn't expect that. Anyway, let's talk about the floating. Because when they are down in the sewers after whatever that was supposed to be, that did not happen in this movie.
Thank God.
You know, they in the 90s TV series, they represented the big giant spider. You know what I mean? You know, I think we had something like that here, but I like the floating effects. They really had everybody floating.
Yeah, it was spooky.
And it was kind of like floating as if they were like on spider webs, maybe. Like
No, I thought it was floating like they were balloons.
oh my God, I didn't think about that. Sinead, you know, sometimes, you know, this is why you're here.
Yes.
But clever.
Spooky balloons in Pennywise's party house.
That's why I said it makes more sense as well. You'll float too, because there's no references to any sort of floating whatsoever in the 90s.
I know. This is what I'm trying to say. They're floating,
You'll
but
float too.
I was imagining the spider web scenario, but then the balloon didn't hit me, and it hits me now. You know, so it's so symbolic with all the balloons being throughout the movie that these kids were all floating. Now they're dead, or are they just asleep?
I think they're dead.
They're dead. They're the souls that Pennywise has
no,
reaped.
because didn't wasn't she able to like get some of them down? I mean, like
No, just her, because the boy kissed her and she came back down. But that was the only one.
So she wasn't dead then. So you sure they just
theory, fan theory.
Go for it, girl.
What if all the adults are there and that's their that's like their Pennywise has taken their childhood from them, and that's why they don't care about children, and they forget about what stuff that Pennywise has done to them, because their consciousness of their children, like they're balloons, but they go around as like soulless adults in Derry Maid because he's already taken them. He's taken their souls and their balloons.
Oh my God! Like helium.
Yeah,
Sucked out their
he
souls.
sucked out their souls, and yeah.
I'm going for that theory.
Yes,
damn
that's
good
what.
theory.
But it doesn't really explain why Georgie's dead, though.
Well, he didn't have no arm,
unless it was like symbolic, and he just genuinely drowned in the drain or something. I don't know.
Blood loss.
Tell me.
Blood loss.
Listen, put in the comments below what you think, what your fan theories of this are, and we'll read them.
He goes into hibernation every 27 years and he needs food.
Yes.
That's why they're floating there.
Yeah,
wait,
true.
is that stuff he's already eaten?
But no, I could pick you like an apple off a tree.
No.
And stuff like that. So, all right. Here's a big theory is that like what was Pennywise besides a every 27 year eating child demon?
I thought you said you read the book.
I thought it was like an entity from another planet.
He was a spider. He was a spider from another planet.
He's
in the
meant
book.
to be a creature from another dimension, where he's somehow able to get from universe to universe. That's why, like in the Dark Tower series, there's references to him. Oh. The big thing is that his greatest enemy is a creature that's just a gigantic turtle, and that's supposed to be like the thing that created the universe. That's why there's so many little references to turtles throughout the movie.
Wow.
What, it was like a spider versus turtle?
Yeah.
Love that.
It's like the spider is meant to be like the closest that they can really picture, because they can't really see what the deadlights are. It just comes to them like a gigantic spider. That's why he chooses that film.
And that's why you're here. Because I had no clue about any of that. That's amazing.
Wow.
He said he's read the book.
I read the book, but there wasn't no spider versus turtle in the book, bro.
It was a very long time ago for Chase as well.
Thank you, Wes. But you know what I mean? But there was no spider versus turtle, I swear to God. You know what I mean?
The final page of it.
Yeah.
And so the turtle swallowed the spider, the end.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
we've talked a lot about like the horror stuff, but how scary did you actually find it?
I found it very scary because I'm chicken. But like, I stopped. You don't have to do it. But you don't need to do that. But I am. But no, I found it very scary because it played off on the shock. Like we didn't talk about the individual guys and what they saw, but like I think it was David Glazer, Brian, whatever his name is, the one with the broken arm. He would see like a zombie guy.
It was a leper.
Okay,
A
or
leper.
well, whatever.
'Cause
But
he was
they
a
would do it.
germaphobe.
They would do it. Oh, that's right. So they would do it like like quick, So those things would shock me, or or whatever, or when the big giant Pennywise head comes across that little sewer
Yeah,
lake.
we haven't spoken about the scene in the house where the germaphobe
What-
breaks his arm and the arm's actually hanging off and it's mad. That was
Yeah, but
horrible.
Wasn't that him and Finn Wolfhard that they had to choose the doors to go through and stuff like that?
Yes, yeah.
And everything like that. So I mean, only because you could talk about it. I just didn't, didn't know what the result was.
Glazed over it.
Yeah,
Was that
well,
the first time they went after him? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look.
And they all argued as well, didn't they? They were like, ah.
Well, because it took time for all of them to fully believe. I think especially Finn was the last one to believe, wasn't he, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like they all had to be convinced that they were being haunted by some ancient demon in his town and everything, and that's why it was so powerful with the projector scene. So I mean, we didn't glaze over it. We hit the high points.
Yeah.
And stuff, that's what we do. That's why we're not even going to be talking about chapter 2. You know what I mean? Because it's
Good.
like no,
'Cause it
because
was
this
bad.
is chapter 1. Well, yeah, but this was the best one. I mean, chapter 2 just really kind of like, it went into different directions that wasn't really,
Maybe next Halloween if we remember.
Yeah, yeah.
If we're
You
still
beg
going.
us- You beg us to talk about it.
Will you still be watching next year? You better be.
So Jackson, before we do go, is like you don't watch a lot of horror movies, do you?
It's debatable.
Okay, well, I mean, I know we watched the Babysitter horror movies, right?
Oh, those
Uh,
are great.
That was
On Netflix.
That's
yeah.
what we should have done.
well, on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that new one? Is there a third one out now?
Is there? I don't know.
Well, I seen a poster. I know there was a second one,
yeah.
which I really enjoyed.
Killer
And-
Queen. Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, okay, then that was it. That's the poster I saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. We watched that though. So what have you seen that when you say it's debatable if you're watching horror movies?
I watched Halloween.
Oh, I love Halloween.
It was.
You know I
It,
love
it wasn't
Halloween.
really that good. I don't.
You know it was no, it was good, bro.
No, because it's just this creepy man in like the black, and he's just looking and stuff.
Yeah. You know what I just watched the other night? Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Have you seen it?
No?
It's on Netflix. You gotta watch it because I only had the memory of the movie because I love all the old Halloween movies. But actually rewatching it, I was like, damn, this is good. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen it, Andrew?
No.
Well, demand Andrew watch Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. It is well
I
worth
need
the
to watch
watch.
the first two first, and I don't really want to.
So wait a minute, Andrew. Do you not like horror movies either?
I don't mind horror movies.
Well, why
I'm
did
just
you?
like-
Doesn't
Why
like
don't you
Halloween?
like Michael Myers? Michael Myers.
Sure.
I'm just
Mike
picky about what I watch.
Whoa!
But he's
whoa.
one of the classics.
John Carpenter, bruv. Hold on for a second. Why are you
It's
not
just the
watching that?
fact that they've pulled The Last Jedi and completely erased everything that came since. So
Well,
why
listen,
watch them?
Andrew. We don't like that because we just reviewed that Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills.
I hate what they've done with that, but I'm talking about that's a classic. At least my boy watched it. Why have you not watched the classic? Michael Myers, John Carpenter.
It's never on, so
It's on all the time. It's even on your Roku stick, bro. It's on every Halloween. It's like It's a Wonderful Life.
but not as cheerful.
I know it's not cheerful. Okay, Andrew doesn't like horror movies, so
no.
now we're learning something more about Andrew.
Shame.
Also, isn't Jaws a horror movie? That counts.
Yeah,
It's more
I
like a
mean-
thriller, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, James Gunn says it's a horror movie, so I
Oh, you know what
It's
I
scary.
watched for the first time the other day because it's on Disney Plus now? The Hills Have Eyes. Oh my god.
Oh my God, The
I think it's
Hills
one of
Have
my new
Eyes.
favorites. I'm gonna go
Is
home
it?
and watch the second one. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You need to watch the Alexandra Aja remake of that. Much more bloodier.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but Hills Have
Love
Eyes. My God. Look
I
at
was
that.
watching it and I was like, oh my god, how much fake blood do you use for this? Because it's just they're coated in it the whole time.
Woman, that movie is from the 70s when they had no code. You know what I mean?
back for you.
So, Andrew, I'm curious, before we go, what horror movie do you respect and that you watch? And hopefully it's something that scares you.
Things don't really scare me that much because, like especially like with this movie, with it was intense, and I did feel it in the cinema.
Yeah.
But as the movie went on, it just sort of wore off after a little while. I did enjoy watching two people a few rows in front of me jumping out the skin every 5 minutes.
That's the best part of going to watch horror films.
I knew
seeing how scared everybody else is.
I knew about the projector scene, and I knew what was going to happen. And I could see the two of them getting like really tense up over it. And next thing, when he jumps out the screen, pair of them going.
I love horror movies.
Like
I love them.
Andrew just likes watching other people watch horror movies.
Yeah, apparently that's what other people want us to do as well. Oh.
Yeah. Well, did you see Fear Street?
I haven't seen Fear. There's that 1984.
Yeah. Well,
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, and everything like that. Because probably what we should have done was do I don't know. All right. We too late to do that. Scream 4, did anybody see the reaction of the new trailer? Thoughts on the new trailer for the new Scream?
I haven't seen it.
What?
We need to do a reaction.
Have you seen it? The Scream trailer, the new Scream trailer.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
Look at these people, man. I have seen it.
Look at these people.
Everybody's back.
Look at these people.
Isn't the Shaggy actor in Scream?
No, because he was one of the killers.
Shaggy actor?
No, he was one of the killers and he's dead. But they brought back, No. What?
Oh, no.
It's Scream. It's 20 years old. I'm talking about the new Scream. The new Scream trailer brings back the original heroes. And but I think what they say in the trailer, which was intriguing to me, was that the original kids that were killed, they have kids. And so now the Ghostface is going after their children.
I love it.
Yeah. It seems like a good idea and everything.
Anyway, what a tangent that was.
Well, it's like it, and it's chapter 1, and it's Halloween, so we just thought we'd hit you off with some other Halloween specialties, tricks, and treats. But thank you for watching us here on the Movie Squad, or as Sinead says, the Spooky Squad. So I'd like to thank my son Jaqson joining us, who said, "Hey, I didn't watch that movie." Thanks, Con. Thanks.
I mean, I didn't know. I didn't even know.
You just knew we were doing the Halloween story. Right?
Yeah.
You just knew we were doing Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, I for a second I thought it was going to be E.T. Because I had it, and I was like, oh, it's E.T. E.T. phone home.
You thought it was it? Oh, no.
I
like
love
the
my
alien.
kid.
From
You what?
It.
I like the alien.
You like the alien?
Yeah, from E.T., yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I
It's
see.
not
It
scary.
Kind of reminds me of my nan.
Hey.
Well,
Stop laughing. She might watch this.
She always asking you to phone home.
Oh.
Okay, Dookie. And so thank you very much, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
For joining us. I'm Sinead.
Thank you.
I'm Chase.
Wait, there's one more person we need to thank.
Oh, wait a minute! Don't do it!
It's the person under the table, Chase. He's coming for you.
Stop it! I told you don't do anything.
We're pulling your leg, Chase. We know you've got a weak heart. We can't do anything to you.
I'm scared already. Turn it off. This is the ending of Halloween 3.
That was movie
This is the ending of Halloween 3. Turn it off.
Bye.
Please like and subscribe.
Please.
Oh, God. I swear to God, if somebody comes out.
No one's
Happy Halloween, everyone. Happy Halloween.